Today, we are digging into a truly massive study, one that ran for 85 years, that promises to reveal the real secret to a happy, healthy, and long life. And I have a feeling the answer is gonna surprise you. Okay, let's just dive right in with a question for you. Do you ever look at your packed calendar, your phone that's just buzzing off the hook, and still feel kind of disconnected? You know, like you're surrounded by people, but not really with anyone.
And hey, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone in feeling that way. It's so common, in fact, that it has a name: the busy loneliness paradox. So today, we're going to unpack what that really means, and more importantly, what one of the most groundbreaking studies ever has to say about it.
It is such a strange irony, isn't it? I mean, think about it. We have more ways to connect than any other time in human history. Social media, video calls, you name it. And yet, for so many of us, that digital connection just doesn't scratch the itch of a real, deep sense of belonging. Our calendars might be full, but our souls can still feel a little empty. So, to find some real, evidence-backed answers, we are turning to one of the longest and most comprehensive studies of human life ever conducted. This isn't just a theory. This is based on decades and decades of real human experience. For all this time, researchers at Harvard have been following the lives of the exact same group of people, from when they were young all the way into their old age. Their mission? To try and solve the ultimate puzzle: what truly makes people flourish. And get this, they've been at it for an incredible 85 years. Just let that sink in for a second. That's generations of data, giving us a perspective on human happiness that is just, well, it's completely unparalleled. The sheer scale of this project is just wow. They started with 724 men and have since expanded to include their kids, who are now in their 50s and 60s. And they didn't just send out a few surveys. No, they did in-depth interviews, regular health screenings. They have gathered thousands upon thousands of pages of data on every little aspect of these people's lives. So, what do they find? After sifting through all of that incredible data, a really clear and consistent pattern started to emerge.
So after all that time, what do you think it was? The single biggest predictor of happiness and health? Was it having a ton of money? A super successful career? Maybe being famous? Well, the answer turned out to be much simpler, and honestly, way more profound.
The study's most powerful conclusion was this: it wasn't the wealth, the fame, or the career wins that predicted a good life. Over and over and over again, the data showed that the single most important factor was having warm, high-quality relationships. And when they say high quality, they're talking about relationships where there's a deep sense of trust, where you feel like you can really truly count on that person. See, here's the bottom line. Loneliness is literally a form of stress on our bodies. But good relationships, they're like a shield. The study found that people who were more socially connected were not only happier, but they were physically healthier. Their brains stayed sharper for longer, and they actually lived longer. Get this, how satisfied someone was in their relationships at age 50 was a better predictor of their health at 80 than their cholesterol levels were. How wild is that? Okay, that is an amazing insight. But what do we actually do with that information? How do we make relationships a priority when our lives already feel so overwhelmingly busy? Well, the study gives us a really great way to think about this. The researchers suggest we think about our social lives in terms of social fitness. It's just like physical fitness. It's not something you can just do once and then you're done. It's an ongoing practice. It takes consistent, intentional effort to keep those connections strong. And the best part is, you don't have to completely overhaul your life to get started. Just think of it like a simple social workout. First, just take a quick inventory. Who in your life truly energizes you, fills up your tank? Second, just reach out. Make one small effort, a quick text, a short call, to one of those people this week. And third, and this is a big one, when you are with the people you care about, be with them. Put the phone away and just give them your full attention. These tiny actions really do have a huge impact.
And all of this brings us to the grand finale, the ultimate takeaway, distilled from nearly a century of research into what makes us humans tick. After 85 years, thousands of pages of data, and following hundreds of lives from start to finish, the conclusion is this simple, elegant, and deeply human truth. The good life isn't something you find or achieve, it's something you build, one connection at a time. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Who are your people? The ones who lift you up, who truly see you, who energize you.
Because according to one of the most important studies ever done, investing your time and your energy in those relationships, well, that's the single greatest investment you can ever make in your own happiness and health.